Procrastination, what does that achieve? Not a lot. But what is important is that we can manage procrastination, is that we can use it to our advantage, and also that we know how to control it and beat it where we need to. So this section is about overcoming procrastination. Overcoming procrastination. As entrepreneurs, we carry a bit of a double-edged sword, because it's really important that we procrastinate and that we think about the next innovation and the next opportunity. But to be able to make money from these things, it's really important that we know when to control them, when to manage them, when to really kind of focus, or whether to realize it's noise. So to overcome procrastination, the first thing you need to do is figure out why. That might sound like the simplest thing in the world, but why are you procrastinating in the first place? What is it you're thinking about? Is it relevant? If it's not relevant, stop it. If it is relevant, if it's something such as we can't proceed with the job, the client hasn't given us the specification for the particular finish of doors or windows, then you know your why. You know, this is what I'm thinking about. And once you have that defined, very, very clearly defined, you can move on to step number 2. Remove the obstacle. This sounds like the most simple thing in the world, but when you're procrastinating, everything kind of gets blurred together, and it's like, oh, the job stopped, and because we can't fit the windows, that's going to knock onto the plumber, it's going to knock onto X, Y, Z. Now, it's really important that we strip it back to the actual thing we're procrastinating about and ask, why we're procrastinating. Once we know why we're procrastinating, we have to remove the obstacle. And how you remove the obstacle is by dealing with it. What is the thing that's holding up the job? We need to know the specification for the doors. Okay, dear customer, we need to know the specification for the doors. We have allowed for blue windows. Please let us know by Friday if this is acceptable with you. Otherwise, we'll continue, kind of thing. So you've took decisive action. You have tried to remove the obstacle. Obviously, I'm not suggesting go ahead without your customers say so, but I'm saying you need to identify what it is that is the obstacle, and then you need to take decisive action. And that could just be contacting the customer. That could be contacting the customer and saying, right, this is the timescale by which time, if we've not heard anything to the contrary, we will proceed as per plan. So then you jump right in, no matter what. That is a caveat. So yes, jump right in no matter what, once you've removed the obstacle. Now, as part of jumping right in, you have to do a thing that I call cutting holes in your project. But I'll write that. Cut holes in your project. So that is the caveat. So what that means, and this is a really bad example I probably shouldn't be giving you, but do you remember when we went to war with Iraq because there were weapons of mass destruction? We took decisive action, to remove the obstacle. We based the decision on information that we had, but we didn't really have, because nobody really cut holes in the project. And that means drilling down. So if you've got an answer, just proceed with the doors and windows, but you don't know the source of that answer and you're not 100% sure, that's not procrastination, that's sensible, that's risk management. So you can say, we can't move forward because X. And when you know what X is, you also know what you need to do, because X is the obstacle, so we need to deal with it in this way or in that way. But either way, the point is you keep it crystal clear. The less vague it is, the easier it is to deal with and remove. And obviously, you can identify responsibility when it's like that. So cut holes in your project. Don't do a weapons of mass destruction thing. Once you have done that, you have effectively removed your procrastination, because there is not vagueness, you're not overthinking stuff, you're dealing with actuals and you're dealing with certainties Even if a job is held up, you have clear answers, you have clear ways to proceed. Now, it's also very, very important that when you do this and you make these decisions, you work in the right environment. That's not to suggest you cannot do your business from a beach or in your front room, you know, in your pants, watching Jeremy Kyle in between babysitting the kids. You know, these are the realities of life sometimes. We have to do this. But when you take yourself out of an environment of kind of leisure and comfort into a professional environment, and you're in a professional mindset, and perhaps you've got people to talk to or resources to refer to or mentors to interact with, you are then able to make very clear decisions. You're able to keep your focus, take the emotion out of things, and be able to work and make sensible decisions in the right environment. So this, for example, in this instance is a room within my house that we do strategy exclusively with clients. It's got whiteboards, computers, desks, all the things you would expect. So it's very important you work in the right environment and your head is in alignment with that environment so that you are delivering the sensible business decisions that you are obviously getting your customer to pay for. Now, the next point there is enjoy small victories. And this is probably the single most powerful part of removing procrastination, because if you have been aware that you've been off on a wild goose chase procrastinating, and then you have said, right, I'm going to deal with this, I've identified what I'm thinking about, I've dealt with facts, right, we're moving forward. Enjoy the victory, be very conscious of it, note the fact that you have been able to keep things moving forward, because when you don't physically note that fact, you can be susceptible to over procrastinating again. Otherwise, if you have noted it, next time this kind of thing comes up, you're like, I'll deal with this, and now I've got a little success because the job's kept going, because I've reallocated the plumbers or the joiners or whatever it may be. So, you know, give yourself a little pat on the back and really be conscious of these things, because they help you grow as a person when you are conscious of the fact you are changing the way you act. And the final one, as George mentioned, and it's so vital in all of these things, get real. If you're procrastinating about, you know, we're going to land this huge project, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, and it's going to be, oh, you know what, in fact, let's go and have an immediate meeting, let's go and call everybody together, oh, this is so exciting, yeah, just put that down, you know, with the customer come wait. If you get like that, you need to snap out of it. You need to use these techniques to step back. Is this in alignment with the things I'm doing? And get real. If you need to put time aside to go on a half-day brainstorming session a week like I do, then do it. But make sure you keep it real.